Kevin McCameron is a St. Louis Poetry Slam master for Word in Motion, and he's going to come up and we're going to all have some fun. Thank you.
Howdy, everybody. How you doing? What? I can't hear you. I'm sorry. So I know that this is normally a library and this is normally a place of quiet enjoyment, but we're going to dispel all that right now. I want everyone to give themselves a big round of applause for being here right now. You're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. That's a minimal applause. We don't go below that level. In fact, we want to grow the entire time. So yeah, try it one more time, and this time I've just said the most profound, astounding thing you've ever heard in your life. Wow. Much better, much better. I've brought with me two fabulous international, world-renowned poets. They have different backgrounds, flavors. They're unique. They're awesome. Maru and Maria Guadalupe Massey. They're going to get up here in a minute, but I was going to start off with a poem that I wrote, just because we do have the slam coming up. I'm sorry, I only have 5 names on that slam. I want to see it doubled. So if you have a poem with you, if you've ever written a poem, if you just want to be nervy and get up and show that you've got some chutzpah, sign your name on the sheet right there on the table. Just do it now while I speak. Go ahead, just go. Okay. And this is for you. I step up to the microphone, and with an uncomfortable swallow, I take a breath, and the speaker comes to life. With a crackling static din that seems to whisper hello, I begin to read to an audience that will not readily give up its attention, for it's not me that they have come to see. I am an opening attraction, the appetizer, a mood setter to whet the appetite for the real stars, the main course entree, which are they, their scotch and sodas, the babbling positrons, the they that are of so much more importance than some poet speaking of beauty or truth or just simple sublime moments like this one in which I dance. The poem picks up now, and I become more frenetic trying to garner the attention and gain the respect of the audience, but it never comes. The crowd is restless. The crowd is anxious. The crowd is rude. The crowd is ignorant. The crowd is the poet's only saving grace between a dialogue of ideas, mutual meaning, the meeting of minds, and controlled free speech, and one idiot's ranting through mental masturbation. The poem misses the mark. And the more dramatic I become, the less attentive the audience actually is, for they're not as dumb as I claim them to be. They do not desire to be told anything. They desire to experience the piece. They wish to claim the poetry, discover the moment, hold the moment, share the moment, and then release. Now the poetry has a life of its own, and I'm only a puppet dancing to its whim. And I have transcended. There is no audience, no microphone, no branch water, no whiskeys, no list, no gossip, no wants, no waitress, no desire, no anger, no hate, no talk, no loss, no time, no rhythm, no reason, no banter, no rhyme, no grief, no God, no good, no heart-shaped hourglass, no difference, no sense, no imaginary middle class, no do not go gentle into that good night, no painstaking ticking of the clock until the early morning light, no you, no me, no melodramatic to be, just a moment and a poem spinning indifferently to a finalized, justified end. And I realize both the audience and the microphone are once again my friend. I'm Kevin McCameron, the St. Louis Slam Master. Who here knows what a slam is, a poetry slam? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'll say a little bit more about this later. How'd you guys know? Just read?
They got it all over the place.
Okay. Poetry slam is nothing more than a vehicle for delivering poetry. In fact, I'm supposed to say that it's a poetry competition started in 1986 by a Chicago construction worker named Mark Smith. When I say Mark Smith, you say, so what? That's pathetic. Okay, not say, I meant shout or scream.
Can we say, yay, Mark Smith?
No.
Aw, why not?
explain it.
Okay.
I'll tell you. The Poetry Slam is a competition that was started in 1986 by a Chicago construction worker named Mark Smith.
So what?
That's better. That's better. We say so what because it's not about the competition. There's a famous phrase, it's the catchphrase, the points are not the point is the poetry. And so this is just a little way of amping it up. It all started, I just like this little story, it all started, bear with me, it all started when he was hosting an open mic in a little hole-in-the-wall bar in Chicago, and 3 poets were reading, 4 poets, and some loudmouth drunk at the bar says, "You suck!" And Mark goes, "Huh, really? Well, guess what, Mr. Aficionado of Poetry? You get to be the judge. In fact, you get to judge all the poets that come up onto this stage here tonight. We're going to pass the hat. I'll put the first $10 in myself." Passes the hat around. Whatever's in that hat at the end of the night, that poet gets, and you get to decide who it is. So the hat goes around, comes back with $10 and a Twinkie. And that's how it all started. 20, somebody do the math. 22 years ago? Okay. Because I'm a poet, I can't count that high. Anyway, I've been doing poetry slams for 10 years, taken 8 teams, about to be 9 teams to the Nationals. Hosted the Nationals in St. Louis in 2004 as part of the whole Lewis and Clark, the Louisiana Purchase 1904 World's Fair celebration, all of it rolled into one. The Nationals, if you ever get a chance, 80 cities send the top 5 or 4 poets to represent. So we had about 400 poets take over St. Louis for an entire week. And yeah, 10 bars going from 6 p.m. until close time, nothing but rock solid poetry, imaginative, beautiful, creative poetry, and yeah, some of the most fun, alive people you ever meet. So yeah, check it out. Okay, that's my bit. I've got 2 feature poets for you. Who's going first? Yeah, okay. Maria Guadalupe Massey has been an event organizer in St. Louis since I've known her, and I've known her since I was that tall. She's a fantastic, fantastic poet. Put your hands together for Maria Guadalupe Massey.
Marking time. Poetry creates the world and destroys it. La poesía y brujería. Poetry is witchcraft. Y hablaré mágica. And to speak is magic. When the world comes to an end in my head, or if it could, I will celebrate the coming of a new era, the birthing of a new life. The explosion will be the popping open of a seed for eating, for planting in my mouth, for savoring. I want to cook a pumpkin on the stove, boil its sweet orange meat until it turns dark brown. I want to celebrate and eat pumpkin and drink rice milk. I want to go to the market and buy chrysanthemums by the armful and decorate my father's grave. Spread the petals of 100 flowers on my father's grave. Lay the colors of 100 chrysanthemums on his grave, each petal a kiss, each petal a life lost, each petal the end of an era. I want to lay the kiss of 1,000 petals on my father's grave and serve him mole and rice milk and pumpkin. I want to sing of his blood and my blood and the blood of 1,000 petals and blood of the moon and the blood of the earth's end in the night and sleep there in the hora de fantasmo. Wouldn't that be something? I'm sure church fathers wouldn't let me. His grave is their land. But I do want to cook a pumpkin on the stove. I want to make magic in my house. I want to invite friends over for tea and pumpkin and mole. I want to celebrate the Hora de Fantasmo. I want to have candles lit all over the house and soft lights and clocks ticking and food cooking and drums playing and people talking. I want to make magic with my pumpkins, magic in my house. I want to play the drums, my word drums, my pumpkin drums, my bone drums. I want to be a word messenger. I want to be a word messenger with drum music, a pumpkin drum, a sweet meat, a caller of names. I want to play my mouth. I want to sing the coming of the end of the world. I want to cook pumpkin. I want my house to smell of pumpkin and mole. I want to feed my friends drum food and word food and blood food and make magic in my house. I am a drum. I am a caller of music. I am drum music. I am magic. I live in the hora de fantasmo, en la neblina, en el crepúsculo, en la luna, in the darkness, en la nevada. I carry a serpent's head in my eyes and I eat the light. I eat the moon. I am drums in the night. I play music of the phantasm hour. Dusk and mist and twilight are in my eyes, in my blood, in my tongue, in my mouth. I contain the beginning and end of the universe in my fingertips. I touch the earth with my feet, and it is not there. It is in my head. I can taste blood in the cool night air. I taste life in the hora de fantasmo. I see serpents eating the moon above the river, and I feel the blood flow of the world in my fingertips. The mouth is the source. The mouth is the source. Plant a seed in my mouth. Give me the seeds of pumpkins, I'll roast them and eat them and serve you a stew of dark pumpkin meat and rice milk, sweet rice milk. I'll fill you up with pumpkin and rice milk. I'll give you mole to strengthen your spirit, pumpkin to fill your songs, and rice milk to make you smile. And then, what would you like? Drum music! I am drum music. I am whitened bones pounding your skeleton head, beating out the sound of heartbeats and blood flow. I am the música hora de fantasmo. I am whitened bones beating, 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 tam-banging, 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 drums pounding, the sound of drums vibrating, vibrating, bones beating, bones beating. Can you hear? Dum-ba-ba-bum, dum-ba-ba-bum. I sing my blood song. I sing the earth's end. I sing the earth's beginning. I sing blood on my face. I sing the hora de fantasmo. I am the bone magic of 1,000 drums meeting the bone magic of the hora de fantasmo. I am the earth's end and the earth's time marking. It's tam-banging, tam-banging, tam-banging. Thank you.
We'll have Maria back up in just a sec. We're going to do a little round robin with the feature poets, just 2 poems each. But I want to say that Maria has a open mic. If you happen to be in St. Louis tomorrow, she's got an open mic at Kummel's Cafe that you're all welcome to come and check out. Fabulous $5 breakfast. Okay. Anyway, Kummel's Cafe, it's downtown, 16th and Washington. Next up is Maru. Maru was on the team that represented St. Louis in 2004. He was actually qualified to be on several other teams, but couldn't do it, because that's how he is. Anyway, he's here today. Please put your hands together for Maru.
Thank you all. Thank you all for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. You'll hear references in this poem to locks, of course. I don't have them anymore. I'm not crazy. Intergalactic whirls and serpentine swirls give off light that will vibrate your chakras to higher octaves. And since you are all that was and shall be, From birth to birth to birth to birth to birth to birth to infinity with dignity. Stand amongst the stars as one. Shine on as a sun. Eons ago when you spoke, your consciousness was fully woke. It rose up as incense smoke. All this I already know. That's why I'm able to walk this world a dime amongst many pennies. Some of you all are bigger than me, but I'm still worth more. God to my core. Trade my soul for profit, what for? My vibe is that of a modern day scribe. Now, if I told you that you predated prehistoric would flow euphoric dreams of skinny dipping and universal streams, I draw from a litany of epiphany, of smooth symphony of violin strings merged in harmony with my anatomy. I hum sounds that resound off pyramid pinnacles, dreadlocks would soar through space, squeezing planets, gaining momentum as octopus tentacles, identical to cataclysmic catastrophes. That gives me balance as I swing from polarity to polarity as the voodoo guerrilla warfare master trained to kill with my tongue by chanting,
Hizo su nombre con X. He signed his name with an X. Hizo su nombre con X. Pedro Duarte, son of Pedro Duarte, my abuelito, father to my mother. Hizo su nombre con X. No sabía leer, no sabía escribir. He did not know how to read. He did not know how to write. Hizo su nombre con X. He signed his name with an X. No sabía leer, no sabía escribir, pero sabía calcular en los millones de dólares y pesos y vacas, but he could calculate in the millions of pesos and dollars and cattle. Ranch foreman in Mexico, el estado de Chihuahua. He lived with his wife and 4 daughters, ran the ranch for foreign interests, and every year they bought 1 calf, 2 calves, 3 calves, saving for a future for their daughters. And one year, the owner of that ranch came to visit them, and he saw the cattle that had accumulated in el corral, and he said to my abuelito, "Thief, ladrón, salte de aquí." And he threw them off the ranch. That was the most difficult year, dice mi mamá, as she tells the story, for the 4 daughters and Abuelito Pedro and Abuelita Victoria. But by a miracle that happened, lightning struck a tree, and that tree fed my abuelito and his family throughout that winter. He hired a boy from the village, and they chopped wood and sold wood, and they heated their home and his home. And from that point forward, mi abuelito never again worked for another man. He worked independent, freelance. He still ran cattle from the southern part of Chihuahua all the way to the border, bringing it up to America. And years later, when the owner of that ranch came to apologize, it ceased to have meaning. Hizo su nombre con X. He signed his name with an X. No sabía leer, no sabía escribir. He didn't know how to read or write. Pedro Duarte, son of Pedro Duarte.
In yoga positions, I bend white light into fragmented colored prisms that vibrate to liberate lost souls from mental prisons. Let's see now, I've been ostracized, lobotomized, traumatized, homogenized, pasteurized, and crucified. So I, in the middle of the storm, spin within the whirlwind as the unanswered riddle. No longer confined to space and time, I'm expanding, transmutating my soul to shine as gold. I sing psalms and arms in a tune on the dark side of the moon. My words evoke the proverbs My words evolve to proverbs that one can quote when one needs hope. See, on my planet, the clouds are my thoughts. They contain the remains of ancient alien DNA strains that burst forth terrain in new consciousness patterns and dimensional planes. Dealers stand on city blocks slinging broken off pieces of my thoughts. These be the sacred medicine for your melanin. Every move I make is like a king on a chessboard so as to avoid checkmate. I'm the modern medicine man, mystical soothsayer, building on levels that dwarf imaginations and prayers. On this night, whatever your concept of God may be, it, he, or she has descended upon this mic in the form of me, accompanied with enough energy to reverse the Earth's polarity. I'm so massive, I pull on gravity. I march to my own beat, my heartbeat, sampled by producers and DJs blasted in city streets. It be magical and majestic. Hieroglyphically, I am dyslexic. That's why on my planet, the language we speak is archaic rhythms, only understood in ancestral trance and visions. I'm having visions of Mount Zion, of me returning on clouds across the horizon. I've had to tread in oceans of bloodshed. In masonry, I was hit on the head. In the Christian story of the Good Samaritan, I was the one robbed, beat up, left for dead. But I rise as Christ across the equinox and feel Samson's strength returning as I regrow my dreadlocks. My melanin is a conductor of solar energy. Spiritual energy is in my pigment. Melanin is the philosopher's stone, divine liquid, allowing me to receive neurological transmissions from the ancient Egyptians. Carved into my soul as hieroglyphic inscriptions, making me the melanated, alchemical, astrological, metaphysical apprentice. You heard me? I'm the Phantom Menace. They beheaded my mama Medusa because of her dreaded stare. Genetically inherited by me. I used to have snakes for hair, but I still got a bone-chilling stare. I fell from heaven striking with the lightning, but controversial topics that bring heat just like the tropics. Cancer or Capricorn, depends on what wavelength you on. Me, I cast shadows upon time's dawn. I am he who walks behind your mind, swinging on red vines and hurdling blue lines to enter your mind as Paul Revere. The ignorant are coming, the ignorant are coming. They're already here.
Maru, Maria, Maria, Maru. One more time. So just before I explain how this whole thing works, I thought I would do one by a little poem by Mark Smith. Yeah, we just went over this. Let's try it again. Well, I find it. Yeah, I want to do a little poem by Mark Smith. So what? That's right. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And Mark's a pretty magnanimous guy, so I think he would say that this is for you as well. Pull the next one up. When you get to the top of the mountain, pull the next one up. Then there'll be two of you, roped together at the waist, tired and proud, knowing the mountain, knowing the human force it took to bring both of you there. And when the second one is finished, taking in the view, satisfied by the heat and perspiration under the wool, let her pull the next one up. Man or woman, climber of mountains, pull the next hand over the last jagged rock to become 3. 2 showing what they've already seen, and 1 knowing now the well-being with being. Finished with 1 mountain, with being able to look out a long way towards other mountains, feeling a temptation to claim victory as if mountains were human toys to own. When you ask, how high is this mountain? With a compulsion to know where you stand in relationship to other peaks, look down to where from you came up and see the rope that's tied to your waist, tied to the next man's waist, tied to the next woman's waist, tied to the first man's waist, to the first woman's waist, and pull the rope! Never mind the flags you see flapping on conquered pinnacles. Don't waste time scratching inscriptions into the monolith. You are the stone itself. And each man, each woman up the mountain, each breath exhaled at the peak, each glad I made it, here's my hand. Each heartbeat wrapped around the hot skin in the sun-bright sky, each noise painted and cracked with laughter. Each embrace, each cloud that holds everyone in momentary doubt. All these are inscriptions of a human force that can conquer conquering, hand over hand, pulling the rope, next man up, next woman up, sharing a place, sharing a vision, room enough for all on all the mountain peaks, force enough for all. To hold all the hanging bodies dangling in the deep recesses of the mountain's belly, steady until they have the courage, until they know the courage, until they understand that the only courage there is to pull the next man up, pull the next woman up, pull the next up, up, up. Mark Smith. So what? Getting better. Yeah. I'm sorry, I lost myself for a second. Welcome to the Jefferson College Poetry Slam. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? I think I've got 5 brave souls who have signed up to step before the 5 judges and the awe-inspiring, awesome crowd that we have here. Let me break it down, and let me grab this sheet of paper. Hold on. Excellent. How the Poetry Slam works is this. Poets, you're going to step to the microphone and read 1 poem per round. We'll do 2 rounds, so you get a chance to better yourself if you have 2 poems. Sound good? Yeah, everyone's good with that? Okay. It must be your own original work. They must, no props, no musical instruments, and try to be under 3 minutes. We've got a timekeeper over here, who's going to take score and keep time. There is a 5-second penalty for going over 3 minutes, but we'll give you a 10-second grace period, so 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Any questions? Poets? No? Okay. Judges. You have a very hard job. You must assign a number to truth and beauty and emotion. How do you do that? I don't know. You just sort of make it up, really. But try to judge the poems on originality, audience enjoyment, audience participation, form, style, and performance. Any questions about that? Try to stay true to your own numbers. Don't worry about penalties, yada, yada. Just be, as close and reasonable to the previous score. You get it. You'll get it. And you know what? We're going to make sure you get it. We'll do a sacrificial goat round, a little calibration round for you. Audience. Who's my audience? Let me hear you. It's like there's a voice in the distance somewhere. It's crying out. What? Who's my audience? They moved a foot closer. Audience, you have 1 job and 1 job alone. That's try to sway the judges. You can boo, you can cheer, you can jeer, you can do whatever you can. You can mock, shame, point fingers, to get those judges to give those poets the score that they deserve, because judges are cruel bastards, I tell you. And judges, they don't know nothing. But let's prove it right now. Who are my judges? Allison, where you at? Hold up your scorecards. Hi, Allison. What qualifies you to be a judge? She's a blank slate, folks. She's an unused sponge, ready to soak up all the beauty and truth that you give her. Thank you, Allison. Perfect. Sarah, where you at, Sarah? What qualifies you to be a judge? She tags along with Allison, so yeah, she's ditto. Michelle, what qualifies you to be a judge? She likes poetry. And I think she's read a poem before, so that's pretty good. Andrew, right? All my judges are lumped right there. What's up with that? They're conspiring. Look out, poets, they're conspiring. Andrew, what qualifies you to be a judge?
I'm open-minded.
He's open-minded, he says. Which obviously I think that's a lie right there. If you know you're open-minded, then you're not open-minded. It's just my, I don't know. Yes, I am. Don't tell me I'm not open-minded. And man, that's a tough one. Shayna, is it? Shayna, what qualifies you to be a judge? Everything. She's a woman of the world. She has discernible tastes. So yeah, we've got the full gambit you can see. I like it. It's 4 women, 1 male. Nice, nice. Go sister power. Down with stupid guys. Boys are stupid. Okay, any questions? We good? We good? Ready to go? Okay. This is just a little tradition of mine. This is just me. But before we start the poetry slam, I'm going to do my obligatory reading of the I Ching. So somebody tell me when to stop. What's the first? My finger's here. So. Ming I, darkening of the light, represented by earth and fire. Darkness reigns in the external world now. Disengage from negative feelings and maintain your inner light. Okay, so yeah, before we actually get the slam going, we're going to do a sacrificial goat round, spread a little blood on the stage for you so no poet has to come up here and be all scared and nervous. We'll take care of the devirgination, the deflowering. Maru, heads or tails? Heads.
How do we know it's not a two-headed coin?
It is tails. You lose. Maria, you want to go first or second? First? Okay. You on the stopwatch? Okay, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, first up in the sacrificial goat round, ready to spill her blood right here on the stage. For the judges, score her as you will judge everyone else. Maria Guadalupe Massey.
Mississippi dreams. At the river's edge we sat, watching the barge ease by while the spotlights marked the river. We saw the shadows of deckhands with flashlights, the glow of the barge kitchen. We heard the groans of the lengthy fish ease on the moondark Mississippi, cut through the calm night, stir up the waters, filling the air with the sound of slow and sure travel, making the rush of water laps suck on our legs and feet like lizard tongues, and the slap of water against the rocks echoed on the river's edge. We were dreaming of grasshoppers with their winter's feast, of the hum of violins and the lovely Marta with fine long fingers, whose violin we heard from mid-May to mid-June, whose songs we heard now in the moon-dark cool whistling in the trees. We were caught in the heartbeat of the river, caught in the moan of the night, and the restless chatter of the trees along the river, susurrando oraciones that we could only dream of. Susurrando oraciones of viejas who daily ease their heavy bodies into cool, dark churches, where heavy incense in the air perfumes their hands. Knitting the hours in prayer, knitting our ties to holiness, knitting afternoon lives of La Familia to the thread of incense that, like evening fog, fills the corners where the Virgin waits, where candles burn in constant oraciones, infinite supplication, continuous whispering prayer. And so we were dreaming. We were dreaming of eating apples on Pelican Island, how the river would lick the beaches while we slept, while we ate, while we laughed. And I could hear the wind in the shell of my ears slipping inside my head and wrapping ribbons around my eyes. And we sat on the rocks with our feet and legs in the water talking about beautiful girls who die too young, about mosquitoes making a meal of us, about mothers and babies and fried chicken sandwiches and a red gold scotch that makes your mouth taste like honey. And so we were dreaming while we watched the slow, heavy fish ease through the black Mississippi, and we felt the sturdy safety of the rocks we stretched our limbs across. The smell of October was in the air, the scent of a sun long gone, of winter's approach, and so we were dreaming of making music and chanting and calling and feasting in snow-cold months, how we could bring into the darkened corners of a winter night a feast of fools, a feast of rivers, a feast of words, of whispered prayers, of old women, of Mary, of Nazareth, of Jesus, of grace, of warm cider, of hands holding, of dancing, of feasting, of singing, of drumming, of dreaming, of drumming, of dreaming, of drumming, of dreaming. And so we were dreaming, while the barge with its blade of light and the deckhands roaming the walkways eased its way along the moon-dark Mississippi, while the river sucked our feet and slapped the hard, sure rocks along the river's edge, of grasshoppers making a meal of winter's hardship, of children by the fire making paper dolls and eating popcorn, of women with rosaries knitting the world together, and of hot coffee and warm dark corners while the wind blows the snow-dark days, knits together the prayers of old women and the dreams of new lovers. And so we were dreaming. We were dreaming of a simple meal, a walk, a song, the suck of the river on our feet. We were dreaming of a feast of apples on Pelican Island. And so we were dreaming.
Judges, get ready. Oh, by the way, if there's still room to sign up if anyone wants to sign up. Okay. Oh, judges, feel free to use the two scorecard system at Dewey Decimal Point. Okay. Scores, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah. Use it. Say, oh, nice. Is that? I think you sure? Okay. You think? Let's try it again. No. Hold it up. Yeah, keep 'em. Are you sure about that one?
She has it backwards. Yeah, there you go.
Because remember, I got to read it. Yes. Okay. That's why we do it the sacrificial. It's a calibration round, just so you know. Okay. Maru, now keep them up until I say it's my chance to torture you. Holding up a hand or two. Maru, I've got a 7. How you guys feel about that 7? Okay. Fine, that's okay. Followed by an 8, an 8, and a very unoriginal 8, and an 8.5 for Maria Massey. We always applaud the poet, everybody. Come on. Pump those hands together. I'm looking right at, yeah. Okay. Next one up. Oh, and just because I didn't say this before, and I'm sorry, this is very important. Just so everyone understands, it seems pretty simple, but I need to say it. The scoring system is this. 0 is a low score. In fact, a 0 is the worst poem ever written. 0 poem never should have been read. 0 poem causes you to become violently ill. It makes you want to take that poem and wrench it up into some sort of weapon and bash the poet down in the streets with it. That's a 0. Any questions on a 0? Okay. Conversely, 10 is the best poem ever written. This was not written by the poet themselves. This is written by angels. This is written by the hand of God moving through the poet. This poem causes everyone to just go out of themselves, into that beautiful other etherical place. This causes the spontaneous orgasm to sweep through the audience, lifting them up out of their seat and saying, "My God, that's a 10!" Oh, aren't you reading? Where's your confidence? Any questions on a 10? No? Good. Okay, that's the system. I'm sorry I forgot to say it before. Ladies and gentlemen, next poet up in the sacrificial goat round. Put your hands together for Maru.
This one's called My Political Views. This is a land of stolen folks and stolen votes. Their responses is equivalent to bad jokes. In capitalism, we trust and hope. That trick Liberty, y'all seen her in Katrina. St. Louis, I'm just trying to get the fact out there was something strange behind those two blackouts. One extremely cold, the other extremely hot, but both extremes. And our hoods was caught in between. Let's deal with the psychosis of daily doses of hopeless, a high rate of chemically altered focus, childlike emotions, spiritually fed hocus pocus. They got all our sets the dopest. I used to be my brother's keeper, now I'm his grim reaper. Our rage and furies poured in the hot steel, the judge and the jury. Chalk outlines be the constellations directing us to the new nation, sacrifices to the gods in the boardrooms of the corporation. Stolen land, damn. More things change, the more they stay the same. Eminent domain, we gotta listen. Our hollow points have led us to being feeders for the prison system, new slavery division. Whatever you want at the low-cost rate is courtesy of the state, and the black man is the backbone. I understand how shine affects the mind, but you can only go so far without having a spine. And since we don't show for our own, for others is clone. We leave incarceration, re-entering discrimination on stolen land that we all calling home. We're the Christ in the chrysalis. Personally, I'm one of two witnesses yelling, "Bush, let my people go. It was never Pharaoh." I moved through my hood's dangers of lifted by angels. Protection while I've been pushed over the edge, a cliffhanger. School of hard knocks, I'm not a stranger. I've learned to focus on God's principles, not God's representatives or individuals, but God's principles. Thus gain eternal access to peace and rest, here and now in the flesh. Yes, foolish decisions I must confess, sins of stress from living in the West, where corruption and crookedness is rewarded. Wickedness is fresh. We could hustle or whatever, but it got to be together. There are too many Nino Browns that done lost their crowns. Their souls are howling from the ground. Now let me see, I done been on everything from Love Jones down to the Valley of Dry Bones. And for the most part, my opinion is it pimps, politicians, and preachers got us on this stupid stuff that we on. But I'm so glad that she changed me. Deep down inside, rearranged me. I know why some of y'all now look at me strangely. The ultimate blessing is knowing no matter how life got you stressing, the answer's going to come from God's still small voice in your own essence. Now you go and mediate that. One more deep fact, when you look in the mirror, God's looking right back. A lot of people get into religion and find truth. No. Truth is truth. The history of religion is division. Multiply that by my mind state, plus my ghetto mind state, plus the slave trade, you'll understand my wrath. I should have paid attention to that math. A lot of people put their eggs in one basket called Bin Laden. He's the original factor in this equation that we've forgotten. But since then, what have we gotten? Real ID and Patriot Acts, spine line and distortion of the facts, still unanswered questions about 9/11. What Bizzle Lizzle got to do with all that? Popo look just like the military and they exponentially jack. Plus they bills, wives, and kids, hell, they on my block ready to crack. Then they crack the heads of the hood's nest eggs over what? Crack.
Judges, your scores, please. Oh, I like that. Yeah, nice. Okay. Maria, I've got a 6. How do you guys feel about that? No. Very convincing. No. Yes. How do you really boost? Yeah. Let's try again. 6. That's it. Right. Exactly. Kill the judge. Followed by a 7. No. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. The bad guy appears in the movie. What do you say? No. Try it again. 7? Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. 7.8, 8, and an 8.5 for Maru. We always applaud the poet. My timekeeper and scorekeeper are tabulating the scores at this moment right now. So I'll just take a little moment and say, Jefferson, she won? No way. Wait? Give me the scores.
24 for her, and I had a 22.8.
22.8? Well, originally a 24. However, she went over time by a whole minute, and so there was a 3.5 time penalty for going over time. So actually, Maria had a 21.5. And, oh, it was tight. Oh, it was tight. It's okay, it means nothing. It's just the calibration round. Now the judges know how we play the game. Everything works. I forgot to say that there is a big, massive, fabulous prize for winning the slam today. They will feature your poem on the website. If you go to the library's website, it's right there, featured, maybe even with a picture. I don't know if you submit a picture, but anyway, so make sure that they have your poem after the whole slam is over. Yes, it's all for bragging rights. Fabulous prizes! Are you guys ready for a poetry slam? I can't hear you. Ready to slam? Then welcome to the stage the first poet in Jefferson College Poetry Slam, Heidi Reepstock. Bring her to the stage. Go all the way up, all the way up.
Hello? Okay. Cesspool soul. No one can say they've done what I've done. When I was little, no joke, I fell in a cesspool. I was little. I crawled under the barbed wire. It was easy. Don't ask me why I did it. How am I supposed to know? I was little. But ever since then, I have nightmares. Flashes of yellow-green, threatening to go over my head, thick, goopy, slimy water. I might have swallowed some. I should be embarrassed. But mostly, I'm glad to be alive. I mean, what a way to die, drowned in a pool of excrement. I must be lucky.
Ew. Judges, your scores, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. You've done this twice already. Just.
Well, you want to turn it the right way? You got it backwards.
Judges helping out. Nice. Okay. I've got a 6. No. Just no. Sorry, you're wrong. Followed by a 7. Another 7. A 7.5 and a 9 for Heidi's cesspool poem. Keep going. Welcome to the stage, Candace Neville. Neville? Candace Neville.
The glory of the church. The mime sings in the church choir, where a lady preaches from the pulpit. The chauvinist holds hands with the feminist as we pray. Someone comes in late. We all look back at the goths that have just arrived. They take the remaining seats in the back, near the aisle. The prayer ends, but the chauvinist and the feminist are still holding hands. The choir rises to sing Amazing Grace. The mime takes a solo. When it's over, the goths stand and cheer, but they are the only ones.
Judges, let me hear you cheer. What you got? 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. I've got a 7. You guys just, yeah, okay. Complacent audience. Followed by a 7. a 7.5, an 8, and an 8 for Candace. Again, applaud the poet. Just clear this with me. And next, let's bring up Trina Pinson.
Sometimes I don't know what to say. I can't express how I felt today. The words have escaped my forgetful mind. My tongue is twisted, my teeth I can't find. So many things I wanted to tell. The unsaid words are putting me through hell. I've said everything a million times in my head. Every line's been rehearsed, but nothing I've said. My mind and my heart's lines somehow have crossed, and in my silence I feel some way it's you I've lost. My unspoken words are what you so need to hear. I'm holding back because it's your unspoken words that are my biggest fear.
Judges, unspoken words, numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got an 8, followed by an 8.5, an 8.5, a 9, and a 9 for Candace. Give it up. For Trina. I should just hold this, right? Right. Yeah, I'd look so much smarter if I held it. One of these days. 10 years. Been doing this for 10 years. Still stupid. I'm sorry. Please welcome, next up on the microphone, Dominique Ivory.
Okay, this poem is entitled Moments. I wrote this for my parents when they renewed their vows. Some say moments last a lifetime, and some say if you continue to look, then you'll never find. I was never looking for anything but the truth, and as I gazed into your eyes, that truly felt like a moment when I just knew. I knew about all of the things before they came to life, but at the end of the day, I can't say how I will handle becoming your wife. I want to be everything and nothing less. I know that God put you here to do nothing but bless my life. I'm nervous when I see you for the first time when I'm away, and when I walk up to you, I'm asking the Lord to please bless us with many more days. Some say that love is nothing more than a word, but to me it is a word followed by actions. And some say love is learned, but to me it is a choice of someone's trust you have earned.
Judges, does Dominic have your trust? 1, 2, 3, 4. Allison. Thank you. I've got a 7.5. How do you guys feel about that? Ooh. Followed by an 8, a 9, a 9.6, and a 9.8. Woo for Dominique! Give it up. I was gonna say keep going, but we're at the last poet on the list, and I just point out that there are like no guy names on here, so I'm assuming that there are no guys on the microphone. What the hell? Dude, come on, I need a representative up here. I'm sure you wrote a poem at least once. No? No poems? No male-oriented poems? Sadness. Okay. There must be, yeah? No? Okay. Just letting all manhood down, all males in the world just disappointed by y'all. I'm just saying. Shoot. Oh, you hear that? Now she's calling you girls. I see you out there. Now she's calling you girls. Just a little bunch of pansy men. Can't write a poem anyway. They're too stupid. I hope that you guys go out there and make some mud balls. And as soon as she walks outside the library, just in the back of the head. And you know what? Heidi's used to it too. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up the last poet in the first round, Megan Lanham.
Hello, this is called If You Would Have Known. You silly boy, you obviously don't know me, because if you did, you would have known to leave. You'd have learned I'd be the hurricane to sweep through and destroy, that with me, the moon is full every night. You would have fallen so hard I couldn't have helped you up. No one could have. Time would have proven, no matter how I wronged you, you'd forgive me every time. You poor baby. I sucked you right in. You can't quit me. It makes me smile. But then again, I comfort the wounds I created the best I know how to. I've broken you, and now I've made you mine. It worked, sweetheart, and now we're completely as one.
Judges, were you sucked in by Megan? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a 7. Tired cows. Followed by an 8. An 8. A 9 and a 9. Give it up for the poet. Applaud all the poets in the first round, as well as my lovely guests. And yourselves and the judges, why not? Oh, you guys seriously ready for the second round? Yeah. What? This is the serious round, the cutting heads round, the bragging rights round. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. First up on the microphone, in ascending order to the score, with a 21.5, welcome back, Heidi. Foul poetry.
This one's a little more cleaner, I suppose.
You suppose?
I suppose. 14. Dysfunctional. I know dysfunctional. Dysfunctional is 14 and a small house. Hey, bingo lady. I don't want to do without. It's what I should have said. But depression left me with no appetite. Besides, she was a screeching banshee, and there was enough yelling anyway. Her and father, her and my sister and brothers, her daughter, the thief, and my sister and brothers, her sister and nephew and her son, his wife and children. 14. Was it my fault for wishing for a family?
Judges, was it her fault? Let me see the scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happened to those decimal points? You guys just got tired? One hand's all asleep. Oh, it's so tough. I've got a 7. Boo. 7. Boo. 7. Boo. 8.7. And a 9. Lord the poet. Did it again. Walked away from the page. All my brain's over there. I'm going to say that you are not very scary as an audience. I've seen much, much angrier and often. You probably guessed that, just my personality, but anyway, just if you want to really move the judges, work harder. Okay. Second up in the cutting heads round, the serious round, the bragging rights round, with a 22.5. Put your hands together for Candace.
This is called A Note from Camelot. I thought this was a safe place. My 4 walls built of stone. Now my city is in rubble, and I am left alone. Your arms seemed so inviting. The light from your castle shone. Our hearts made an alliance. But when the storm had blown, you took advantage of my position. I wish I would have known.
Judges, take advantage of Candace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allison, breaking my heart. I got a 7.2. Boo. It's like a punchline now. Boo. Followed by an 8. Boo. Oh. Yay, boo, boo, yay. An 8.3. Yay, yay. An 8.5. Yay, yay. An 8.7. Wow!
This one's called The Last Time. For the last time you pushed me down, I have value in case you do not know. I am beautiful, and you may not care, but someone will. For the last time you've called me a bitch. A liar I may be, but no longer for you to judge. For the last time I've kissed your stiff-chapped lips. I don't have to fake my pleasure anymore for you. For the last time, sweetheart, you have hurt me, and this has been no lie.
Was that dedicated to the judges? Mean judges. Stupid judges. Okay, I've got to... Okay. That's so not fair. The whole thing's gone to heck. Man, she probably heard it. I don't know. Audience round of applause. How do you feel if she holds her score? Really, that's her friend that's just going along with her anyway. She was the other empty sponge, so no? No, okay. Okay, judges, scores, please. What the? She holds, so she gets back and she holds up a 2, and it's upside down. Not, what did you go? What do you think about the poem? Hold it up. Give it a real score. That had heart and emotion feeling. Okay, thank you. Now keep it up. Just, wow. We're almost done. I swear to God. I've got a 7. No. Just no. Boo. No. Yay. Followed by an 8. 8.5, 8.7, and a 9 for Megan. Woo! Wonderful. Keep going. Next up on the microphone with a 26 even is Tarina. Tarina.
This is called Only a Witness. I am just a witness to so much I'd wish not seen. I am just a witness. I am still only me. I am just a witness, another inconspicuous observer. I am still only me. I am just the witness, so much I'd wish not seen. I am still only me. I am only one witness, already wanting frantically to flee. I am only just me. In here the air is muggy and mean, yet here I am, just me. Even though just a witness, I've already foreseen. Instant chaos is soon to be seen. I am just a witness, several things I've pretended I didn't see. Hearing words completely filled with hate. I am just a witness, it is still just me. I'm wishing I was somewhere else and not the witness to be. Growing much louder at a faster rate. I am just a witness, pretending I don't have to see. Already aware, but seen too late. I am just a witness, my involvement is my fate. I am still just a witness, a lot I'd rather not seen. I am still only me. I am just this witness that we can both see. I am still just me, a witness. because that is what you made me be.
Judges, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? I got an 8. Boo! Dang it, Mom. Followed by, hold it a little higher, Allison, thank you. That's really, an 8.9, a 9, a 9.2, and a 9.8 for Trina. Yay! And keep going for the last poet. Well, stop, whichever. Sorry. A little slap happy. It's been a long, long poetry slam. Last up in the cutting heads round, the serious round, the bragging rights round with a 26.6. Welcome back to the microphone, Dominic Ivory!
Okay, this one is entitled Loved. I want to be loved till I take my last breath. I want to be loved until my chest has nothing left. I want to be loved, faithful and true. I want to be loved so when we disagree the next morning, it will be left behind because this day is something new. I want to be loved because you're the only one who can make me smile and laugh all at the same time. All of my faith that lies in you can never unravel or unwind. I want to be loved by you because I know God is smiling down. He knew you were going to be the one who would always be around. I want to be loved because in front of you I will say my vows. And after all we have been through, I know at the end of the day I will smile because finally my heart will rest at ease knowing in your hands it will always lay.
Dominique! Judges, discuss, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You going eeny, meeny, miny, mo over there? You've done this 12 times, eeny, meeny, miny. Isn't there a faster one? Jack's fat. That's it. I've got an 8. Followed by an 8. An 8.7. An 8.7. And an 8.9 for Dominique. Maru is hurriedly doing all the numbers. He's got all 12 fingers out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine if you had 12 fingers. Man, we could count so much better. We could count like Mayans. Just 12 toes. Probably play the piano with our feet. I wish I could. Seriously. I mean, it's, I wouldn't have to play very well or anything. I just did. Hey, did you see that guy playing the piano with his feet? Awesome. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to just read off the top 3 scores. Coming in 3rd place with a 50.2. Megan Lanham. She already took off. Yeah. Coming in 2nd place with a 52 point not. Dominique Ivory. And coming in 1st place with a 53.1. The winner of Ultimate Bragging Rights on the library website, Trina Benson! So, yeah, how about a nice one more round of applause for all the votes? Congratulations. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that we haven't talked about this, but all 5 poets who read get their poems on the website. I'm just giving extra work for the librarians, the wonderful people here at the. Sorry, now it's official. Got to do it. So yeah, y'all get your poems on the website. You probably have to email it to the librarians or something like that because they're not gonna. Yeah. Oh, to yes, Miss Lisa Wolf. Yes, right there. So email it to Lisa because she's not gonna transcribe it for you. Come on. Get a secretary. So hey, guess what? Now the slam's over. Whew, that was tough and tense. It's open mic though, and I've got a poet right here. He's bringing it for the guys, for the dudes. He had to go home and print it out, and feed the dog, and floss his toes. But now he's back, and he's got a dentist appointment, and so yeah, he's gonna read a poem. And yeah, give it up.
Give him his worm medication, all right? What's up? I'm Kyle. All right. This one is called Alive. Who are we to say who we are when the lights go out and we're cold and alone? Who are we? Are we pretty? Are we ugly? Are we sad? Are we angry? Are we alive? Breathe in the air that fuels your hunger. Breathe in the lust that fuels your anger. Breathe in the hope that one day everyone will forget how to hurt. Is it love? Is it peace? Is it harmony? Do we fight just to fight? Do we live just to live? Do we die just to die? Are we alive? We are the lost. We are the dead. We are forgotten and tossed aside. We were the future. The future was us. Eventually we find a way to stop the pain, to stop the hurt, to stop feeling altogether. But in doing so, we lose ourselves. Are we alive?